Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Marvelous Monday. I'm Leslie Watkins. Today I thought I would see what I could do to combine these two different ideas. So this is the heart closure envelope that I made for the Valentine last week, and you can see this in the video that I posted on I think it was either Monday or Saturday. And then I have this Valentine that I made a few days before that, and I really love the color palette that I used on this Valentine. This one was designed as a masculine Valentine, and so rather than using the flowers, I used a lot of the leaves, and I did it in greens. Today I thought I'd combine the two and see if I could make a little more feminine version of this one. So I have my scrap bag with all the extra pieces from the last time I used these colors. And I went into my DSP, my designer series papers, and I found this pack of Rings of Love, which I never actually got around to using, and right on the top of the pack was a paper that I thought would be perfect. So I'm going to cut this down to 6 by 6. And that's going to be my base for my envelope. And I'll probably want some corresponding paper for the card as well. Okay, now before we get started, I'm going to get my stamp sets out, and I'm just going to grab a couple of other things. So for my color palette, if I look on the back of the paper, the pink is Petal Pink and the green is Evening Evergreen and Mint Macaron, but I think the Soft Succulent will make a nice replacement for the Mint Macaron, and that should be plenty. So I'm just going to grab a piece of my pink. I'm going to keep these other colors handy because this paper is so versatile that I could probably use some other things in that box as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the center of my square. I'm just going to put a little line in the center going diagonally, lining up my ruler to the corners. Same thing this way. And then just fold in these corners to the center line. I'm going to bring you in a little bit so you can see better. Well, we're getting some snow here today. Great big giant fluffy flakes that are sticking to everything. So it's starting to look like a winter wonderland. I'm just checking my settings to make sure that you can see me, and that looks fine. Hey Julia, hi, good morning. How was your trip? I know you've been away busy at the snowflake scrap. That looked like a lot of fun. Okay. I don't like this gap over here, so I'm just going to make a little adjustment, see where I went off a little bit. That's better. Okay, so very simple. That's the basis for the envelope. And then what I want to do is decide what two colors I want to use for my closure. So I know one of them is going to be the pink. And let me... I love this combination. I think I'm going to go with the Calypso Coral and the pink. So using my heart punches from the Heart Punch Pack, I'm going to use the Scallop Punch on my Calypso Coral. And I need 5 of these hearts. Actually, I need 6 because I want to have one for the card as well. And then I'm going to do the same thing using the other punch. 1, there we go. That should be enough. And I'm going to layer these up. I'm probably going to need more glue today, but let's see. I'm going to try to get every last drop out of this bottle. See how far we can get. There we go. Hey Lynn from Chattanooga. You may be the first person from Chattanooga that I've had on the show. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Here's Emma from California. And Julia says, yes, it was fun getting back to reality and putting everything away. Well, you're probably still putting things away. But at least you've got a snow day so that you don't have to hopefully leave the house. And aren't you lucky that you got back before the snowstorm? Dandelion Cottage is a very, very snug place to be when it snows. We've got plenty of firewood, and even if the electricity goes out, which it often does in the mountains here, it's not a problem. I've got plenty of candles, and it's a small space, so it's actually kind of fun. Especially since it means no TV, no internet, so time to read by the fire and just have a nice relaxed time. All right, I think I'm going to have to open up another glue bottle. I don't think I'm going to make it to all 6 hearts with this one. The colors in the paper are actually Poppy Parade, so it's a little bit brighter, but I really like these kind of warm tones together. All right, I'm gonna pull out a new bottle, fresh bottle of glue. Put this one aside for when I have more time to squeeze it out. And I'm just looking to see, is this opened already? Oh, I've already opened it. Okay. There we go. Emma says she loves this fun fold. It really is cute. It makes for a very nice presentation. I do think it's a good idea to use the DSP though to keep it thinner. I'm afraid that the cardstock might be a little too thick and it would be harder to open and close, but you experiment and see what you think. Alright, I think I'm going to need one more base in the Calypso Coral. Okay, so there those are, and I think that while I'm still gathering my pieces, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut a belly band using this strip. I think I'll use the alternate side. And I'm going to cut this at 2 inches. No, I'm going to cut it at 1.5 inches. I think that'll be more proportionate. And then while I have things out, I'm going to cut a card base for the inside, and the inside card is going to measure 4 by 4. So I'm just going to trim this piece down to 8. Actually, let me cut it this way first. We'll save a little piece of paper that way. Okay, so there's my 4 by 8 card base, and I'm just going to score that at 4. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I've got the card that's going to go inside the envelope like this, and then I have my hearts for a closure on top, and then I also have a 1.5 inch strip to use as a belly band, but I'm not going to crease this until I have my inner card assembled, because this is going to be thicker than what it is right now. So one thing I can do is because it's a darker color and I want to have an area that I can write on, I'm going to go ahead and get a piece of Whisper White. I should have told you all to bring your coffee today. This is going to be a little bit longer than what I typically do on a Monday, but I thought, hey, snow day, time to craft. All right, here is my Whisper White, and I'm going to cut this down to 3.5 by 3.5. That's going to be the inside of my card. And put this on the outside, so 3.5 by 3.5. That'll go in here, that'll go here, here, and I'll probably add some other bits to this, but that is the, those are the main elements for my inside card. Now, for the closure, I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to make a little kind of a diamond shape on the back of my heart. And then I'm just going to place that on my envelope. And what I want to do is get that point lined up with the center dip on the heart and get that as upright as possible for something like that. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then I'm going to go ahead and give that a little burnish, make sure that that's adhered really well. The idea here is to keep the envelope on the thinner side, but to really make sure that your hearts are nice and sturdy for the closure. So I think the doubled cardstock is plenty strong enough to accept all of the opening and closing that it's going to get. Now on the first one that I made, on this one I used the gold foil paper, which is also a great paper to use for the closure because that's very strong, very thick. Just going to keep going around. Okay. Now one last little thing that I want to do is to just go around and put a dot on the corner like so to make sure that these inner corners stick down really well because I don't want them getting stuck on the sliding hearts as I open and close it. So I think this will help. That's it. Okay, so this is the configuration I have so far. I'm going to put this together fast. Before I do, I want to stamp my inner area. So for that, I'm going to go back to my Shaded Summer, and I'm going to use this beautiful flower. And I think I want to use something light. So I'm going to use my Flirty Flamingo. It doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. You've got a lot of beautiful colors to use with this palette. And I'm just going to check to see how dark that is, and I think I can go full strength on this. And I'm going to put this down in the corner, like so. So there's my stamp. And then the other thing I want to do, I wanted to stamp Love You, and there's a stamp in here that says Love You Friend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Love You Friend stamp, find a block, and I'm just going to mask off the friend part of the stamp. And there's also a little comma in there, so I'll make sure I cover up that comma as well. So that I just have the words Love You exposed to the ink. Okay, and then I'll remove my Post-it. Get that centered on there. I didn't do a very good job of stamping there, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to go with it. So I rocked the stamp a little bit, and I got a little extra something on the edge. So let me see. Let me see what I can do to cover that up a little bit. I'm going to go back to this stamp. We'll see if I can fudge this and save my heart. I'm just going to come around There we go. That'll work. All right, so now I've got a little border on my heart, which is very pretty. Okay, now I'm going to clear my surface a little bit here because it's already getting buried. Grab my pretty paper. Oh, Emma says she has her coffee and she's working too. Emma, you're always working. Okay. I know she's very busy. There we go. Now, that's a really quick and easy card and so pretty just because the paper is so nice. And then we can take this and put this right on the front. may add some of those pieces. Let me just see what this leafy piece looks like. These are just the stamped and die cut pieces. No, I think I like it plain. All right, so there's my card. I'm going to pop that into my envelope like so, and then I'm just going to fold these up in order as I go around. Tuck this in like so. And there's my beautiful little heart closure. And if you just kind of gently push it down a little bit, it starts to settle into place. And you still have this kind of nice dome kind of quality, but it holds nicely. Now you could stop right here, and that would be a lovely presentation. But I'm going to show you how to make a belly band for this. So here's my strip of the designer series paper, and I'm going to be using the opposite side. And I just want to get this edge kind of lined up, maybe about 3/4 of an inch past the center, and then I'm going to finger fold this gently around. Now I make sure that it meets up nicely like so. Now the trick to this is that you want to make sure that you don't pull this too tight. You want this to be able to slide on and off easily. And so depending on how many layers you have on your card on the inside, or how many, what thickness of paper you're using to create your envelope with, you'll be able to make these very subtle adjustments. And then when you figure out how long you need, you can just trim this off. So there's my piece. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue close to the edge, but not at the edge. And you know, I'm also going to use my Post-it just as a little slip sheet under here, just to make sure that I don't get any glue on my envelope. So I'm just going to get that placed. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. Just like so. And again, very gently, not too tight, not too loose. Just kind of hold that in place for a minute while that sets up. I'm making sure that the edges are square. Okay, so now I can slide this off. Move my Post-it, and you can see it's got a little bowed shape, and that's fine. Now I can make sure that my glue is distributed and adheres really well. And then this heart is going to act as a base. So I'm going to create a kind of a 3D cluster, and this heart is going to cover up this join, and it's going to serve as a platform to hold all my pieces. And before I put that on, I want to slip my belly band back on my card. Get that in there. sure I got no glue. Center that on there. And now we can have fun decorating. Beverly says that she's working on her value painting. Beverly, good for you. I am so proud of all the students in the Watercolor Card Club because it seems like everybody got very inspired by that value exercise because I've noticed a lot of paintings being posted on our private page. So good for you all. It's a very important lesson, and I'm so glad that that you're feeling inspired by it. Okay, so there is my base. And now I'm going to get all my little goodies out of here. And I'm going to start with some leaves. And let's see. I'm not going to go too crazy here with this, but add a few things. Now this heart is going to be sandwiched with another heart on top, so you're not going to, when I finish, you're not going to see a lot of what you see now. So I'm just going to get a cute little swag kind of shape, and let's see, what else do I have here? Just want to see what I've got. I'd like to use some of this yellow. Love my yellow roses. So let's see. So I've got 3 of those, and then I've got some of these smaller ones. So this here's a great example of why it's so nice to have some extra pieces cut out and ready to go. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a curl. I'm going to use my snips to release some of these petals. Okay, just like that. That way I can send some going back, some coming forward. And for this, I am going to use my dimensionals. I'm going to get my big rose on there. Oops, I forgot to peel the back off. That would help. There we go. And I have another rose going, pointing in the other direction. Again, I'm going to release some of these petals so I can get more movement. Okay. Being very gentle because I don't want to pull any of these petals off now. There we go, and then I love these little blue flowers. Now before I started the video, I was searching for my new flat pearls because I wanted to use them as an embellishment, and I cannot find what I did with them. So I'm going to continue looking for them after I do the video, and add a little more sparkle. But I think you'll get the idea here. That leaf out from under there. There we go. So there it is. There is my floral Valentine. I think that's really cute. I just love these two sets, the two-tone Flora and the shaded Summer. And I love them together. I think they go beautifully together, and I just really like this style. So I hope that gave you some ideas. If you wanted to, you could add ribbon. Okay, so I've got some, this is the, it's called the Satin Shimmer Ribbon, and this is in Soft Succulent, and then I have some retired ribbon. This is some Calypso Coral, so you could add a bow, but I think that's plenty for now. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back on Wednesday at 12 noon. And that'll be for Watercolor Wednesday. And I'm just going to take a quick look here, seeing if there's any questions or comments. Okay, everybody looks happy. Okay, good. Oh, Julia says no snow day. She's going to work in a little while. Okay, well, I hope you get your rest, because that is a very demanding job. All right, everybody, stay well, stay happy. Stay creative. If you decide to make some of these really cute heart closure cards, I'd love to see what you do. I'd love to see how you decorate them. Please post them in the Dandelion Paper Pals group. If you're not already in the group, just leave a comment below, say hi, and then do a search in Facebook for Dandelion Paper Pals, and I will let you into the group. And in the group, you can post all your projects and variations on the things that I share with you. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.